Alright guys, welcome. Thank you very much for joining me again here tonight. Yes, this is a Dan-only broadcast, and yes, this is serious this time. So, first of all, I want to say thank you to DB Nicholson, Eagle and J, ECD Stro, Hypertetrahedron, Powers USA, Toladib as always, and Eagle and J, of course, getting the mod pro status. So thank you very much guys for joining me here again tonight. As you guys may or may not know, Carl is out in California. He is enjoying the sun, the rays, and if you're watching, Carl, thank you very, very much for tuning in. If not, if you are actually, why? Because you need to go out and have some more fun after everything you've done this past year. Come on, man. Just, yeah, go have fun. And also, you beautiful lurkers out there, thank you very much for joining us here tonight. So, got a lot of things that we accomplished this week. Got a few little goodies here. Made up a couple of tramming blocks we did from before, but now try to sand this stuff down a little bit, and in so doing, we've got a little present for you guys, which. This is still going to be redone just a little bit and lengthened just a little bit, but you're going to have a nice little HYREL cube, which is going to hold your tramming block. So, no need for the metal piece, and you can use everything appropriately. In fact, I'm actually going to be firing up this guy that's behind me right now. No, Eagle and J, this is not your baby. This is actually Mr. Wilhelm. If you were out there, I did get your text message. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get in touch with you until now. We've been working on these guys 24/7, practically, and but yours did have an issue. We did figure out what the issue was, and we fixed it. And to prove to you that I fixed it, it's the reason why we're on the broadcast tonight, to show you that yes, we did fix it. It is printing just fine, and I want to say now that we have fixed it, this coming Monday or Tuesday, you're more than welcome to come on by the shop and pick it up. So, I just want to let you guys know that. So, yeah, fixing is good. Yeah, very good, Eagle and J. So, this guy is practically done. I just sliced him up. The only thing that I did not get to do is actually run through a small little bit of the G-code modification, which needs to be done. Because I haven't quite dialed in everything inside a slicer, that slick 3er. Oh, that is a little bit of interesting news that I can come out and say while I'm changing up the individual settings here. I'm just dialing this in for the filament. Slicer 3, if you guys don't know, slick 3er recently came out with their latest version. So they have skipped over the version that we've been using, which is 9.1, which has been a fantastic version, and they have gone straight to version 1.0.16 or something like that. So I've looked into it. I've sliced a couple of things on it. It looks basically not too much different from 9.1. And if anyone who's out there who is part of the slicer team, no means of disrespect, you guys have done a wonderful job. I'm only just saying that I know that you guys put in some extra parameters inside of there in order for extra healing. The only thing I found so far was the .opj that you can save it to and then take it in, take it out, and somehow, some way, the meshes are a lot more stable or something along those particular lines. So please don't quote me on that, guys. And now I think you guys did a marvelous job. No complaints on our side at all. So, if you guys want to check it out, you're more than welcome to. But yeah, we don't see any reason why all of your printers, all the printers that are going out, are not going to be including the latest version of Slicer. So, I'm still going to do a few more tests just to make sure and double check on everything. So, Carl, if you're watching, I don't want you to get a heart attack. No, I will be testing it to make sure that it's going to be reliable and it works and gives you exactly what you guys are looking for. So, yeah. think that's just about it. But Slicer 3 has done I mean, you know, the team has just done an absolutely stellar job. And oh yeah, I forgot to put the fan in for the Quiet Storm in. But you guys need to, if you haven't already checked out their website or what they've done, please go out there and give them a big ol' thank you. So all I'm doing right now, guys, is I'm just updating the code, updating the G code. Oh, and for those people who are wondering if we do rafting, absolutely. Carl has put in a very nice auto raft feature that you just go up here, click on Edit, click on Insert Auto Raft, and boom. The only thing is that this is the older version of the software, and don't worry, Les, you'll be getting the latest stuff very, very soon. There we go. And yeah, it's looking pretty good so far. 2 more cleanups. That's 1. That's 2. And we're just about ready to print, guys. So, and yeah, Celeste, you will have, actually, I take that back. I'm sorry, Les. If you come by this week and you pick this up before Carl returns from this trip, then you won't have the latest version of the software, but because you're local, you can easily come back and we can load it up, or we can send it to you via Google Drive, via Dropbox, via however, and we'll show you how to how to upload how to fix the software. I'm sorry, not fix the software. Update the software as it is. So let me go ahead and save this, guys, really quick. So 103, 109, and this is the second version, which was healed recently. And you guys probably are wondering what in the world we're printing tonight, and it's somewhat of a surprise. So just stay tuned. Alright, this guy looks like he's good to go. Looks good. So, let me go ahead. Oh, hi, you guys just came in. Hi, Ian Toll, Yakin Kehoe, Nerd Rocks, the Midnight Manufacturing Company, and John Hubbard. Thank you very much, guys, for joining me here tonight. Yeah. Alright, let's go and turn on the printer cam. There you go. Very nice. And we're just going to go ahead and press the print button and see what happens. Hopefully I dialed everything in just fine. If I didn't, sorry guys. That's a little low. There we go. That's a lot better. So yes, guys, I just changed the Z height on the fly in the middle of what we were doing. So as you guys can see right here, yes. Hi, Seraphinius. Thank you for joining us tonight. So yes, with our printers, you can change the Z height on the fly as it's printing off the raft. You don't have to go back and fix things up again, as you guys know. So let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So I'm just going to close this, guys. Give the print a little bit of privacy. And there are 2 things I'm expecting to happen tonight, especially with this guy. I'm expecting possibly, potentially, a fail. Okay, and let me go through a little bit of this with you guys. One thing we did not do on the regular training, we have omitted a couple of times, is something that's very simple, which is how to diagnose when it looks like your filament is no longer coming out and going through the extruder. Well, typically what you're going to find is this guy back here. Take you guys on a small little ride. That bad boy right there gets kinked up, and it usually happens when you have a fresh, new spool. And I'm not sure if you guys can see this or not, but when this thing first came in, I mean, we've printed quite a bit of material out with this particular blue, and especially on this particular spool. You don't see it, but when they usually they give you these spools, or when they send these spools, they're overflowing with filament, which is great, but at the same time, it comes off the spool. All right, and that's a problem that everyone has. Once it comes off the spool, it then kinks up. It then basically ties itself into a knot, and your build's going to fail. What we like to typically tell everyone, and I'll tell everybody tonight, is you want to take off quite a bit of filament before you, if you want to make sure that it's going to print on. If you don't want to babysit the thing, if you're okay babysitting it, which is what I'm doing right now, just for the very first, I think we've printed like 5 or 6 of these little guys and a couple others, and it's still not seated down in the actual spool just as of yet. Then you need to cut off at least 50 to 75 revolutions, and even then that might not be enough. So just want to let you guys know that. So drum winches have a fix for that. Okay, thank you X423, and thank you for joining me here tonight. This is a roller rides on the rim of the spool. Okay. Well, we might have to incorporate that. So thank you for that. Let's see. Oh, manufacturing. No, you're not watching. Oh, you are watching me from. Oh, yes, from the HYREL 3D engine. Yes. If you guys didn't know, the Midnight Manufacturing Company came by this past week. Thank you again very much for coming by, and he did pick up his engine. So, which is this guy right here, but it's not his. It's this is somebody else's, and I believe that he is watching us. Yes, he is watching everything that you're seeing here from his printer. So thank you very much, Charles. That's excellent news. So yeah, that's great. Kind of got me off track here just for gonna have a second while this guy prints. We initially said, oh yes, so a couple more things about the filament. We initially said that we didn't like certain particular colors when it comes to the blue and when it comes to the orange, when it comes to the black, when it comes to the white and the natural. A lot of it is just dialing it in, and the numbers that we were using for the blue, sometimes the blue needs to be a little bit hotter in order for it to extrude out just fine. When it comes to the black, sometimes if you go too hot, it's not going to extrude out just fine because it's going to get all nice and gummy because of the amount of carbon they put in there. We cannot stress this enough in the fact that we want you, with this particular screen that you see right here, you can dial in the correct temperature off of this particular screen. You can dial it in into your G-code, and the next version of the software, you're going to be able to change the temperatures on the. Well, actually, you already change the temperatures on the fly right now for each individual extruder head. But we want you guys to be able to have total and complete control over your entire printer. We want to make sure that if you're going to be using anybody else's filament, that you are not shot in the dark because you bought $50 worth of filament or $25 worth of filament, and it's not working just right because you don't have the right numbers in there, and you're not able to change them. You're able to change them, and we're not going to change that. I got a lot of questions about that this past week. Oh, also we got another question about the camera upgrade. Yes, we finally did get a very, very nice camera for the broadcast. It came in. This guy is just absolutely beautiful. And we'll probably be using this guy moving forward to do any kind of broadcasts. So if you guys were wondering, this is a Canon Vixia HF R400, and we just need to get the correct. We tried a couple small cards. I've tried a couple of cards with this guy already, and we're just trying to find the correct capture card. And once we have the correct capture card, we will be able to stream in HD. So much better fidelity and everything that you have here as well. So quite a few other things happened this week. So let's see. Oh, Powers USA, you ask, yes, the dreaded S question. Engine ship test. We have something, and I've got something in the other room. So if you give me just 2 shakes of banana, I'm going to bring it in here. I'm going to let you see what we did. Okay, so that anyone who actually got an engine that is not a local, you need to see what we've done, and so that when it does come to you and it does arrive to you, you'll be well informed as to if the shippers did a number on things. So give me just one moment. Awesome. Guys. Take us off the printer cam just for a moment. Okay. That's much better. Alright, hopefully this is going to reach. If it doesn't, sorry guys. Let's see. Okay. So inside here, we put an engine. We packed it up nice and tight on all 4 sides. Just like that. So this guy is ready to go. And we also have a couple more boxes that go in here and there in the front to protect it. We also have a couple more that go up here, a couple more pieces of foam which hold this guy down nice and tight. So, yeah. Alrighty. Ow. Hold on. Okay. Let me get back to the printer cam. I'm going to put this guy back on the floor. Okay. Alrighty. So, it's packed up, it's ready to go, and it will be shipping out this week. So, Powers USA, you're absolutely correct. And I'm sorry. Okay? I'll say that right now, publicly, openly. I apologize. The problem is 2 things. One is with me, and one is with production. I'm not going to pull any punches about that at all. The reason why it's a problem with me is because the more and more we start getting into this, the more and more we realize that there was a lot of software we didn't put on. Okay? There's a lot of things that we should have done that we didn't. Now they have, and now they've been done. It's a question of quality control as well, and it's a question on our end of basically finding these little bombs which keep on popping up because production wasn't doing their job, and they were assuming, oh, well, I assume the thing is done. The more and more we started finding these things, the more and more we said, no way, it's not going out the door. Charles saw a lot of that this past couple of weeks because he came over, and 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 the more and more we thought we were ready, the more and more we realized that we were not ready. Okay? Software. IT stuff, there is one bug that has been racking my brains, and I'm not very happy with myself as of right now because of the fact that the bug is, in this case, is not fatal, it is fixable. The Ethernet port, specifically the RJ45 connection, which goes on every one of these particular boards, is, how shall we say it? It works, but it's intermittent. Even with the latest driver put on there, and this is still with me. This is still my problem. The driver by itself does not work properly. I have been doing test after test after test, taking one thing off, putting it back on, going to the next, taking thing off, putting it back on, doing as much research as I can at night, trying to fix this one issue. A lot of you out there have found out that through these particular boards that there has been an issue with the actual driver. Now when it comes to the wireless works perfectly. Works just fine. But for some odd reason the wired connection inside these boards have been having a huge issue. So through what I did this past weekend, through what I did for the past 3 weeks looking at this stuff, I was finally able to get the driver to work. Okay? So when you plug it in through an Ethernet connection, through an RJ45 connector, it works now. But it tries to continue to kill itself, and it also tries to slow down the connection as much as possible. I've been able to tunnel my way through it, which I've never done this kind of work before, and because of that, we now have a little bit of a connection there. We do have one person who was an IT guru who's coming back from training, because he was out of state, and he will be coming by and helping us out. He already has been giving me a list of things to try out, some of which I have not gone through, some of which I have. So I'm still vetting these particular things out. Now, when it comes to the Wi-Fi stuff, if we can't get the Ethernet to work, yeah, everyone's going to be getting a USB Wi-Fi dongle. So, just to let you guys know. So you're not going to be pushed out there. Second thing is with the production. There have been a lot of changes, small changes, to the extruder head that you guys see up in that corner. Okay, a lot of small little changes. We found a lot of issues with the extruder heads after about 300 to 400 hours worth of printing, and we didn't like that they were causing issues. So we went back and we changed how we hob the bolts. I'm sorry, how we hob how we hob the shaft on the motors, not the bolts. We changed the actual nozzles because that was an issue. We changed the height of the actual tube that goes on the inside. We changed small bits and pieces of the exhaust pipe. All of these small little changes made the prints better, but also made those extruder heads a lot more reliable. So when you add in the software issues, when you add in the hardware issues, as Charles saw when he was here, when Les saw here as well, when it comes to the firmware issues which have been fixed, we couldn't in good conscience send this to you and expect you to figure it out. That's not what you were promised. That's not what we were going to deliver. And I am sorry, Jim. Okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry it's taking this long. So, I've already got one in the box. It's going to be coming out. It's going to be shipped this week. So, here again, I apologize. Alright. And you're right, I'm not going to tell you, at this point, I'm not going to tell anybody that their stuff is going to ship until it's practically in the box and ready to go. So, I'll do that from now on, Jim. Thank you for the feedback, and thank you for coming out and letting me know. So, thank you. Charles, thank you. If I need a list, I can give you a call. Let's see. List music. The tracking number says mine will arrive on Tuesday. Yes, we will have a great benchmark in shipping then, yes. So, last we sent yours out the Friday before Thanksgiving, and it's taking all this time. Yes, guys, it's taking all this time to get from Atlanta to all the way out in the great Northwest. And again, Les, thank you for joining me here tonight. And I don't know what's wrong with the UPS. Well, that's not necessarily true. I do know what's wrong with the UPS, but I'm not going to get into it. So when that happens, here again, as I said on the agenda for tonight's broadcast, I'll let you guys know. Okay. D.B. Nicholson, do all the systems come with a Wi-Fi built in, or is another radio? I'm sorry. Yes.